إكسبو 2020 دبي، تواصل العقول وصنع المستقبل.
عبر برنامجنا لليوم أكيد عم نلقي الضوء أكتر وأكتر على الفعاليات يلي عم بتصير بإكسبو 2020 دبي، وكمان على بعض الأجنحة يلي عم بتركز وعم تلقي الضوء على دور المرأة بالدول يلي مشاركة اليوم بإكسبو 2020 دبي. بيسعدني رحب بهذا الوقت بسعادة سفير رواندا Ambassador of Rwanda Emmanuel Hategeka. Your Excellency, we're very happy to have you with us today on Star FM. Happy to celebrate with you women in Rwanda and women in the world. And thank you for these beautiful flowers.
Thank you very much, Rania, for having me. And again, happy Women's Day.
Thank you. So yesterday was International Women's Day. And of course, Rwanda is one of the countries that take very good care of women. If we want to talk about the role of women in Rwanda, how important is the role of women in Rwanda?
Well, first of all, as we said, we want to thank you for having us here and sharing our thoughts on this International Women's Day. And of course, Rwanda joins the rest of the world to celebrate the International Women's Day, and we do this every year. Rwanda holds a special place for women, and actually in Rwanda we take gender equality very seriously. Mm-hmm. And no wonder Rwanda was actually voted the best place for a woman in Africa. And that is according to the Global Competitiveness Report of 2015. So that really shows you how we value women. It's the first place to be a woman in Africa, but also it is the sixth globally. Now, regarding the special role that we can talk about, we can say for us, we look at gender equality in equal proportions, whether we're talking about the role of women, whether we're talking about the role of men. For us, it should be equal, and we've been so deliberate as a government to ensure that gender equality is taken as the right thing to do. So we don't have like a special role for women or special role for men, and for us it's more about
who delivers the job.
Who delivers, but also it's more about inclusiveness to ensure that no one is left behind. It's also about sustainability. Mm-hmm. For us, it's a strategy for national and sustainable development. It's a strategy for inclusiveness. It's really the right thing to do for us. And we don't, try to say that this is these are more special roles for this category or the other, and we look at it as they are right. Okay, it's about human rights, it's about good governance, it's about the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Regarding women's role in our society. But again, to your point, we also have some dynamics here in terms of the population that we need to mention and talk about. Now, looking at the 2012 census, women constitute about 51.8%. So 51.8% of the population in an economy that is predominantly based on agriculture and also services. Women are actually the backbone of these critical sectors, be it in agriculture, be it in services. And of course, we've seen women, trailblazing in other sectors like financial
How was
services.
the evolution of women since 1994?
It's been a journey. It's been a journey. And like most countries, I must say that in traditional Rwanda, it wasn't always the case that women were given, the best position or to say their rightful position in society. But for the last maybe 2 decades, we've seen government deliberate policies to promote gender equality, and that has come through putting in place the right legal framework, the right institutional framework to ensure their active participation in the economy, in social well-being, but also their active participation in the political life of the country. Now, when you talk about the evolution of the legal framework, as far back as 2003, when Rwanda was crafting its constitution, we had to be deliberate about the role of women. And the constitution reserved a special place for women, for gender equality, to ensure that in any leadership position, women constituted no less than 30%.
Okay.
So it was a hard-coded, figure in the constitution to show you the level of seriousness we attached gender equality too.
Yeah, Your Excellency, you mentioned that today Rwanda is a country that is very strong in agriculture and as well in services.
Right.
So women are present, exist, may play a role in these 2 sectors.
Yes.
Where else women are powerful? Where else women are strong? Since now they are in more than 51% of the
Correct.
People working in Rwanda.
Correct. So even in those sectors that we talk about,
so agriculture,
services, we see them in small businesses, we see them in big businesses, we see them in the hospitality sector, driving the sector almost entirely. And then we also see a lot of women participation in other sectors of the economy, in ICT, in aviation. We've had women pilots, which was not heard of in traditional Rwanda. We see women in financial services. We see women in innovation, many young innovators coming on board, and really all other sectors of the economy. Just even in environment, we see a lot of women playing their active role. So it's not to say there's any sector of the economy where you don't see
they are everywhere.
So a woman like men in modern Rwanda is literally everywhere. And actually we're trying to ensure that we eliminate the traditional stereotypes and gender biases that you see at the workplace, to say there are roles that are reserved for men, that roles women cannot do. That is something we need to constantly fight, because they have proved us wrong, actually. So as much as we
good. Strong women, smart women, let me say, smart
absolutely,
women.
Absolutely. As much as government has been deliberate about really making it work, they have proved themselves. So it's not a matter of really supporting and empowering. It's their right, and they are working for it, and they are actually deserving it.
Let's talk a little bit about the role of women from Rwanda here at Expo. I had the chance to meet amazing women from Rwanda, ministers, people coming, taking care of the environment, people coming to talk about sustainability. So I was lucky to meet many women specifically women from Rwanda. So what is the role that women played at Expo 2020 Dubai? Women from Rwanda at Rwanda Pavilion, or at all the activities done here?
Rania, if you permit, before we talk about our women in the Expo, I had started a point on the evolution and the legal frameworks, which I just wanted to develop a little more. Besides the constitution, Rwanda has also revised most of its laws. For example, we have the law governing matrimonial regimes that now really allows equal access, equal opportunity on inheritance. So when a family has a boy and a girl, and children, girls, boys, they now share the same rights to inheritance, which was not there before in Rwanda. Then we also have the land law that actually now allows equal share and equal access, equal utilization of land. And even for married couples, when they have property, the law allows them to share their property equally, 50-50, as long as at the time of their contract they are agreed to share equally, or to bring together their property or their assets together. Now, these frameworks have been supported by also other institutional arrangements. We have a whole gender machinery that really supports gender equality, right from the Ministry of Women to the Gender Monitoring Office, to the National Women Council, and all these other efforts and institutions that really monitor and coordinate programs and policies put in place by the government to ensure that we have gender parity. So these are the elements that have really led to the progress that we see. And of course, coming to your question about Expo and the role of our women, we don't need to go far actually to see their role, because right from the ministry that coordinates our presence in the Expo, which is the Ministry of ICT and Innovation, it's led by a woman.
Yes.
So the Minister of ICT and Innovation.
She's the minister I met.
You met
here,
the minister.
And she's an amazing person.
She's been leading the effort, coordinating our participation in the Expo 2020, but she also leads a very important sector in our development trajectory, the Ministry of ICT and Innovation. The pavilion director is a young lady, less than 30 years, and she's done an amazing job together with the whole team that supports her, and they've really done a great job here. Then we've also had women participation at during the different thematic weeks. We've had conversations led by our CEO of the Development Bank of Rwanda. We have had conversations led by Minister Paula. We have had a conversation led by the CEO of the Rwanda Green Fund. We have had representations from women from Rwanda, even who are in international fora. And really, the presence across the period, the entire Expo, was great when it came to involvement of our women. And now, to really give you the highlight, I don't know whether you've heard about the Sustainable Growers Program, which is a program that supports, rural women in the business of coffee farming, which is mainly supported by Bloomberg Philanthropies. This was voted one of the flagship projects that were highlighted in the Expo 2020 during the SDGs week. And these women also came from the rural Rwanda. They came to the Expo to showcase what they've been able to do and how they've been able to to improve their livelihood as a result of working together and the support of the Sustainable Growers initiative. So many events have seen our women participate. Right at the Expo, we've had good presence of our women leading our involvement, and I can't also forget to tell you that today, as we celebrate Women's Day, we had a fantastic day at the pavilion, where every woman that entered our pavilion was given a flower. To
say what?
To say,
yes,
we recognize, we celebrate you, we celebrate your efforts, we see what you do, and we encourage you.
Amazing.
And we don't stop there. We continue to make sure that we work together to ensure there is an equal, there's fairness in the work that we do. There is parity. There is opportunity. There's equal opportunity for all men and women. So it's really to say, we celebrate you, we work with you, we appreciate you, and we think you deserve, this and much more.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for these beautiful words today, as well, recognizing women in Rwanda and highlighting their role as well in Rwanda and in different sectors. It was amazing having you. I would like to say to Noor as well, even it's today, like yesterday was International Women's Day, but I would like to tell you as well today, a happy International Women's Day. And to all the ladies working at Rwanda Pavilion, Your Excellency Emmanuel Hategeka, Ambassador of Rwanda, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. And again, thank you so much. I must say that we've been working with you very, very well. And on a day like this, we also want to appreciate the role of UAE. Just a fact that we always want to appreciate is that when it comes to the partnerships that we see between the countries, I must tell you that Rwanda and UAE share a lot in common in terms of being gender champions. In fact, the two countries were ranked among the top 3 for women representation in parliament globally, and that's according to the Interparliamentary Union of 2021.
Beautiful.
And now, if these two countries share a lot in common, we learn from each other. And probably we also have something that we can share with the rest of the world. And giving us this opportunity to share what we've gone through and what we aspire to achieve in the years ahead is an opportunity we cannot miss to appreciate. So thank you so much.
Great pleasure.
And wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. بنتابع نحن وياكم لقائنا لليوم من بعد ما استضفنا سعادة سفير رواندا إيمانويل هاتيجيكا.